I do like O'Reilly Auto Parts. Are you waiting to do some kind of intro? Am I
No,
interrupting?
no, 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 not at all.
Dude, I feel like you're getting into position,
Yeah.
and it's like about time where you like look at the camera. You're like, all right, everybody, welcome to Harvey's Night Shift. Here we have your with Harvey Estrada. Here we have your host Harvey Estrada.
Thank you so much, Francisco.
Yeah, I know. I like Armando for my joke about
Armando. Oh, yeah.
the girl calling me by a different name. But nobody really knows my name anyways when I go up there, so that joke never lands because they're like, yeah, they call him Armando.
Yeah.
What's the big deal, bro?
You got to do that when you host, and you got to say your name like every time you go up. Like Fernando.
Yeah,
And then once they hear it enough times, because you gotta
yeah,
take account, that not everyone is always paying attention.
yeah.
And so you
Everybody's
might get
high
one
as fuck.
person, and then you get another person when you say it again, and you get
Yeah,
another person. And so by the time you've repeated it like 5 times, everyone knows your name is Fernando. And half of them are like, fuck, like I know your
yeah.
name is Fernando. And so that's when you want to get them.
Hey, bro, for $10, what's my name? How about
Armando.
that? Yeah. Bitch, kick him out, get him. Um, so yeah. That does suck. I
It
like
looks like you're
Francisco.
interviewing.
I've gone Francisco before, huh?
It looks like you're interviewing me.
Yeah, I am. I actually am. I was gonna. This is why did you give up? He destroyed the whole joke,
I did.
everybody.
I
He
did.
fucked it up. I had this whole elaborate thing planned. His family is actually everybody's gathering coming in through his front door. He has no idea, but he's gonna go in and everyone's gonna be like surprise, and he's gonna turn around. He's gonna say, "Fernando, you old fucking dog," and give me one of those playful punches like they do in Rocky. Actually, I don't know if they punch anybody in Rocky. Well, the not like you
No, that's
playful.
all they do, punch each other.
Yeah, but I mean like playfully. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, oh, you rascal, and then you do that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
they
yeah,
try to
yeah.
kill each other.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'd be really cool if it was just, maybe did he fight all enemies? Did he ever fight like a friend where he's like, oh, he has like an internal turmoil where he's like, I don't want to beat this guy. I love him.
Nah. I mean, these movies came out like, what is it, like 90s, 80s?
They didn't care
There's
about
like all
friendship.
this, nah, it's all macho bravado shit,
What about buddy comedies? Would that come in afterwards and it was like a thing like, hey, let's turn down the male toxicity a little bit. You think that's what
Maybe.
happened?
Maybe. I mean, they do have the same structure as romantic comedies,
I,
because they're like together, they're happy, and then at some point they separate,
yeah.
and then they have that moment where it's like, I miss you, my friend,
Yeah. I love
and then
those
they get back
moments.
together, and it's
God,
happily ever after. It's the same structure for both.
until the next movie happens. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that they made so many Rocky movies because I mean, you just don't have one fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Um, you're gonna have to save me because I already blanked. That's
So
all I had to talk about. I just wanted to talk about Rocky and
so
but yeah.
let me ask you, because like you did your first, was it your first extra show? Open mic?
Yeah. Everything was open mics. They paid us
Yeah, how much was it?
3 gold coins.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I think it is like about 75 cents now in American dollars. So yeah. No. Okay, so I'm not complaining or anything. I just find this really funny because ever since I started going to the open mic since March, I noticed that I've just been losing money. But
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm a musician. I'm used to it. But it's not a complaint. I just thought it was really funny that I guess if you wanted to think about how everybody sees these people that are trying to make it as being poor and just struggling with money because they don't get paid for comedy
Yeah.
and they can't get a real job because they want to keep going to doing, having the liberty to do
It's
open mics, yada yada,
starving
starving.
artist
Yeah, the starving
mindset.
artists. Yeah, our archetype, or I don't even know if I'm using the word right, but I talk so fast. I wonder if they're gonna like that. You're gonna have to just lower the speed to 0.75 just so you get every single time I talk. Um, but I forgot what I was talking about.
Starving artist mindset.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, even before I started even going, just when I attended like two of them before I got the balls to try it out.
Yeah.
And even then, my tab was like $30. Every Monday, it's like $30, and those are free, right? And then we went to go do the show, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna get paid." And I was like, I already knew since I was a musician, and I was like, it's gonna be $5, right?
Yeah.
So we got $20 out of it, right? I put $30 of gas and $15 in my beer tab. So that's 45 minutes, 25. I lost $25 just doing it. And but that's so I think it's really funny how that happens. And I wonder if it's like a trick that we're supposed to romanticize the loss of money and as like part of being part of the struggle, because it is part of the
Yeah,
struggle, right?
it is.
But like in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't make a big deal out of it because I already know it's to be expected. But imagine if somebody that's something just people told us and we just believe it and we just think that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, I bought into it the first time I heard it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I bought into it twice. And I remember the first time I told my dad that I was doing just the open mics, comedy or whatever. And he laughed at me with my mom because he's like, God damn, why do you only pick things that make no money?
Yeah.
First a musician, now a comedian, so dumb. Not a comedian, open micer. I don't wanna I'm not there yet. I think I would have to spend more time. It's like all these qualifications or all, like this
Right.
checklist in my head to be considered a comedian from an
Yeah.
open micer or a stand up, whatever you want to, whatever term you want to use.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like the open micer. Maybe I can just stay open. Oh, I did a show. God damn it, dude. I had this other theory too, or not theory, but idea. I was like, dude, what if I just did just open mic? Dude, I'm gonna be the only one talking for the rest of this pod. You
Yeah.
know that,
No,
right?
yeah, I
This
know.
is
I'm
fucking
aware.
terrible. Yeah, yeah. It's probably where you were like, yeah, let's just get it out of the way. He's gonna talk. I have to do nothing. I prepared nothing. Yeah, he's just guys is gonna come and just talk the whole goddamn time.
You know me, bro.
God damn it. Well, congratulations on your child. Bring it back to
It's
you.
not here yet,
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
but thank you.
Hey, no problem. Is it a boy or girl?
We don't know.
Do you know if like how it works with crocodiles?
No.
Crocodile Hunter explained everything to us. He said that crocodiles, male or female, they can control them. It's based on temperature. So if it's like hotter past a certain point, they're like female or male. I don't know why, but that doesn't happen with humans, unfortunately. Otherwise, it'd be really disproportionate, right? People in the north, they would have to send us down their women,
Right.
and we'd have to send up our men, meet somewhere in between. That'd be crazy.
People exchange program.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That sounds like trafficking, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, that is actually
Yeah, it really is.
sanctioned.
Well, we have the word volunteered
Okay.
trafficking, or I don't even know if it'd be trafficking at that point.
Call it love migration.
There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. You have a way with things. That sounds like some kind of like hippie 60s thing. You know what I mean? The summer of love.
Turned into
It's like the
a
Trail of
ceremony.
Tears, but happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of happy tears.
Yeah, happy tears. There you go. Or tears that come
What
from
is
the
slap to
penis or
what is slap
something.
to Native Americans?
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I wish we had a different, like a bigger variety here in the valley.
Of
I'm not
natives?
complaining. I'm not complaining about just us being Hispanics. Well, you got like one white guy,
I
right?
mean, it's growing.
It
It's
is growing.
growing.
It is growing. But I want everybody's. I appreciate that every comedian that's out there is different. Everybody's different. And different styles, different things they find funny. I like it a lot, man. It's so the more the merrier. I've always
Yeah.
been that kind of the more the merrier kind of kid. I liked parties, or at least I thought I did until I had my first birthday party. Dude, I'm monopolizing everything. Now I'm gonna start talking about stories from my childhood and shit like that. It's crazy. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to look at you or am I supposed to look up to the front like hosts do? What do I look at? You know, you should have worn like Google glasses with the cameras on them. But I don't know if I could like stare at you seriously if you look like a RoboCop or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 wait, I think I have hey, are there any rules in this thing?
No.
Can I can I take a hit?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool, cool. I brought this. It's vitamin E.
I'll take one with you.
Nice, nice.
Mine's good. Old fashioned math.
No, I mean I wish I had that. I use vitamin E because I don't want to talk about it, but I use vitamin E just because it's more discreet.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like making a I don't know why sometimes I don't mind telling people I live with my parents and some other times I don't. I don't know why right now I was like I don't want to
Yeah.
tell people I live with my parents. But you know what? Actually, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I live at home. And I don't know, my parents don't mind that I smoke, but I feel like I still don't want to do it in front of them or be all smelly. I feel like it's still like a slap across the face because it's their home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's amazing when parents and kids can get together and smoke. That is nuts. The first time, dude, that I ever saw that,
Yeah.
this I was in college. I was jamming with this dude, and this dude, do you know what a green dragon is?
Mm, no.
So this guy, he had one of those old school vaporizers that where you put weed into them,
Uh-huh.
and you get to keep the shavings afterwards. You know what I mean,
Uh-huh.
like the dried weed. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put that in Everclear, and you let it like sit in Everclear for like 48 hours or some shit, and then you just fucking drink it, right?
Does that work?
Oh my god, dude, I've never been more fucked. When I was 19 or 20,
Yeah.
I had never been more. I was 20. I was 20. I had never been more fucked in my life. I was so fucked. His mom already knew that the kid smoked or whatever. Like he's an older dude.
Yeah.
And so she ordered us Domino's pizza, and I had to sit. And I've never been around a parent high, but dude, I felt so insane that I couldn't even look at her. I didn't want to look at her in the face. And
Yeah.
then, dude, we were all sitting in as a trio, and then she's like, "Míralo, mira lo que le hiciste. Ahora sí va a ir a su casa y qué va a decir." You know what I mean? Like she started berating him in front of me, which doesn't make me feel good because I'm already like inner panicking,
Yeah.
and I'm not. I'm just looking down at the fucking play because I'm so like ashamed and scared and shit. Yeah, it was wild. Also, I wasn't a drinker. So it was the
Uh-huh.
first time that I was also drinking Everclear. So I don't know what it, I was also high, but I was also drunk. But yeah, that's the most fucked up I'd been back in that day. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my life, it turned into our corner after that. I started selling ass for a green dragon in the corners. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this.
This is by the way, this is genuine tobacco.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
100%
For sure.
legal tobacco.
Where do you put these? You have there's like a website for these kind of pods, right? I think I saw. You don't put them on YouTube, which YouTube would give you no money.
No, I do put it on YouTube. I do put it on YouTube. I put it on Spotify, and then I use Substack.
I saw that. I saw that with the website.
Substack is the newsletter or the how I spread it basically. And so basically what I've started doing now since I'm not
Yeah.
doing episodes every single week, whenever I don't do an episode, I will write out a short thing like a little article, a little thing,
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
um, news uh pertains to the show or whatever.
Yeah. 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 No, that's nice. I like those life events. You're probably gonna do one when you have your kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
you guys, I never thought life could ever prepare me for parenthood. Oh God, I haven't slept in days. I barely eat. I've been wiping baby poop for like ever, and it's gonna be the same cliche things. I'm gonna give you a challenge
Yeah.
for comedy. See if you can come up with something that nobody's complained about yet about having babies and shit.
Okay.
Because everybody always complains about the same thing. Like you
Yeah.
see it happening by now, and like yeah, I don't know. Bring something else from left field. I think it'd be amazing.
That. I don't even know what people are saying, so I have no idea. I've
Oh really?
genuinely,
I don't know. Just or watch movies where they just had kids or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the cliches of like, happiest moment of my life, whatnot.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
dude. Oh my God, I love. As I get older, I started liking those jokes.
yeah,
Yeah. Even though I don't have a wife and I'm single and alone, I like them. They're just something like so, and I don't even think they're supposed to be funny for me. I think now they're funny because like post ironically funny.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I think that's why they're funny now. Like how people we were talking about how people like Creed and all these other bands and they like them like post ironically now.
yeah,
Or being like, the songs that we thought were really lame, now we hear them and we're like, oh yeah, I will never tell anybody, but it is a banger.
yeah. Rockstar by Nickelback.
Yeah, how does that one go?
I forgot.
I feel like you just don't want to sing out here. Have you ever sang in front of these people?
No,
No.
no,
Would you
no.
ever do a karaoke?
I've done it at karaoke.
You've done a
Yeah, yeah,
karaoke?
yeah.
What is that like?
Fun. I mean, I don't really like. I don't take it too serious.
Yeah.
Like I know I
Are
fucked
you
up.
doing it as
I
a
know I
joke?
sometimes.
Oh, I have to leave. You don't fuck with karaoke like that. Bye, guys. Yeah. That's crazy. Cut to a clip of him doing karaoke.
They don't have that.
You don't have that?
No,
You not in your resources.
I'll get that. I'll get one.
The mouse is in the screen. Is the mouse gonna come out in the video?
Yeah.
No. Ah, shit. Okay, cool. I thought
But,
you were gonna say no and call me out on it, but you went along with it. I don't know how to react to that.
uh,
Yeah. That's good though. I like that. I've been meaning to. I always think talking to people is way different than talking to people in a podcast.
yeah.
I think you're consciously trying to be funny in a podcast,
Yeah.
you know, or like faking being vulnerable or whatever, faking emotions. Um, yeah, I do like it. I feel like it's really good practice for trying to be witty, and for a guy
Yeah.
that's as single as I am, it helps. Any little bit of personality helps.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard like other like like or like real comedians like talk about like how podcast helps. Like that's a lot of times that's where they build jokes because you're
Yeah,
you're you're riffing, you're talking, hanging out, and you get material out of it.
yeah,
'Cause you're just talking on the fly. You say something that's funny, bam, then you got a joke. You gotta write it out.
yeah. No, no, no. I know. I definitely
So
get you. I feel like I have three different ways of writing. You know what I mean? Just having a conversation with a person,
yeah,
and then they laugh, and you're like, oh, maybe there's something there. But also it helps having a friend that's not a tough critic. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
That would fucking suck. Imagine having a guy and every time you tell him a joke, he's like, it could be better. You know what I mean? You'd be
yeah.
like, oh man, I fucking hate this guy. So that's one way. Another way that I do it is I just sit down and I write from stories from memory.
Hmm.
And the third is you just sit there and then you just, I don't know, they
Yeah.
just come to you, or you get like a stupid thought. I don't even know where these thoughts come from sometimes, and they're good. They're good. I there's so much shit to write about that I'm not even writing. Sometimes I don't even write the jokes. I just sit down and I write like, wouldn't it be funny if this was a punchline? Or wouldn't it be funny if this is of this? Or like, hey, just like a note, like pay attention to this and write jokes about that.
Yeah.
And today I sat down and I talked with Phil. He's another comedian. He's from Edinburgh, Texas. You might have seen him. Maybe one day he'll be in here. And I hope he gets. Hey, so the camera's on, but the quality's like that. Like, is the quality gonna be that or that?
Depending on if that one makes it.
Okay, well, I don't know. I like this one. I'm very fond of the slight delay in audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Um, oh yeah, so I was hanging out with Phil, and I told him like, "Hey, why don't you write a joke about this?" And then when you're explaining like this, you're gonna mention mafia people. Now you can talk about the mafia, and then
Yeah.
talk about cartels because of like this other thing. And it's like making a roadmap of jokes. And I don't know, that just came like really organically, and yeah, it gives me
You know what
hope,
helps?
huh?
You know what helps with that?
What?
Having all your jokes and note cards, and then you start seeing a through line. You start putting them in order. You get to move them around, play with them.
I can beat that. If you use a laptop, you can just move them around, copy and paste them wherever you want, and I think at that point, you can lose the order of cards,
Mm,
but you can't lose the order if they're in a file.
right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I do both of them.
Oh, good.
I
Then
do
yeah,
both
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm more of a visual person, so I got to see them like in a board, or like lay them out on the table or on the
Yeah,
pad or whatever.
yeah. Is
Uh,
that when you're memorizing, or when you're trying to just like put a set together, or when writing?
when I'm putting a set together or putting a like trying to make a story out of all of my jokes, then just like try to merge everything together into like one thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've heard you, or maybe I just haven't noticed, but I heard you do a lot of like one-offs. That's what I call them. But I was
Yeah.
thinking about the term one-offs, and I was like, aren't they just jokes?
Well, you could call them one-liners.
Yeah, one-liners or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I would like to hear you go on a tangent of
Yeah. So
that.
so far I've had like chunks,
Yeah,
you put chunks together, right? But I haven't done like a whole like one whole thing throughout the entire set. Um I have come up with like for example like 5 minutes worth of jokes about my name. And then I stopped saying I got tired of them. I
yeah,
gotta bring them back because like obviously people that haven't heard them can't get tired of them,
yeah.
right? But and that's just something that I just gotta come around to. But I forgot where I was going to with this.
I don't remember, but you were talking. Oh, I asked you about the. Hey, I'm really excited to see you do not the one-liners, but do an
Yeah,
overarching theme or
yeah,
whatever, and then you started talking about
yeah. No,
stuff.
I haven't had like a one whole like one story for the whole thing. I've tried to do it, but the closest I've come to is chunks.
Okay, gotcha. I sometimes I feel like that's the only. I'm not that good at coming up with one-liners, so sometimes I do that. I just thematically write a
Yeah.
joke, and then the end of that joke, for some reason, I'm like, oh, now I can talk about this or I can talk about that, and I just go down the line.
Yeah.
I like themes. I feel like it's really easy to keep people's attention with the themes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's so weird how we fall into these sort of styles, but I feel like I've been telling stories for a long time, so it's really easier to break it down into even smaller ones,
Mhm.
into even like jokes that follow a certain like
Yeah.
theme, whatever. Um, Jokes, never. I don't think I've consciously before this tried to do like a traditional joke
Yeah.
ever in
Yeah.
my life until you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Even when I found out what stand up was, I never once attempted, to do a joke. Have you ever, before you started stand up, did you ever think like, oh, like you're a kid and you see somebody riding a bike and so you do it too, or you see somebody playing soccer so you do it too? Like you think you could see somebody doing stand up and you were like, oh, maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was a toddler, like just walking around, I would uh I would listen to what's his face? There's this comedian, he's a Mexican comedian with he's got like a ponytail. They call him what's his face? Teo Gonzalez.
No, I wouldn't know him, but yeah, Doug Gonzalez, let's go. He's a
So
Hispanic guy. I just know he's got a ponytail.
yeah, and so he would do, I guess that style, the same style that I do, except he would do it in Spanish,
Yeah.
right?
Wow, he's a Spanish comedian? I
Yeah,
don't know about
Mexican.
that world. It's so
And
sad.
so,
I want to know.
well, a lot of it beforehand was like that style where it was like street jokes and it was like, very short, one-liners, so,
Yeah.
two-liners, stuff like that. But I feel like recently, uh, it's evolved to where English stand-up is now.
Yeah.
And so you see it with like Franco Escamilla.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
got that storytelling, like style to him,
Yeah.
as opposed to like the one-liners and stuff. And so yeah, I mean it's evolved, it's changed. It's running, with English. It's the same now. They're the same, except I guess you know the English ones goes
Yeah, I mean I had
spread
this
farther.
argument that I thought maybe that I thought it was really interesting that how comedy was different in every single country. I remember there was this video, I remember it might be on YouTube. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I don't know what is this podcast supposed to be. But let me just there was this YouTube video where it's like Japanese comedians.
Yeah,
They get a couple of them and they, or maybe just one. I don't remember. Let's just say a couple because it sounds more interesting. So they grab a couple of them and they sent them to like I don't remember if it was America or the UK,
yeah.
but they have to come up with a set, and so they do various like open mics, and they figure out what Americans like scientifically. They try to figure out, okay, they laugh at this joke, laugh at this. Americans laugh at this. Americans laugh at that. They start studying it, right? And so I think the end of the goal by the end of the video is to see like the Japanese comedian see if he can successfully do an American style set
Yeah.
from studying him after for like a while, right? So that was really interesting to see, like how everybody's got different. I did feel like just living life, the things that made me laugh in Spanish. I remember I was really conscious that I was like, I don't think this would make me laugh at all if it was done in English.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know, and it was the stupidest things ever too. I don't know. I remember one time. This is a dumb story, but I remember one time when I first moved to the U.S. I used to live with my our whole family. They were building a house here in the U.S., but we moved into the lower floor of a two-story house that my aunt owned. So I kind of lived with my cousins for a little bit, right? We were neighbors. They were upstairs. And I forgot my whole story. I blanked out because I saw the phone light turn on,
Yeah.
and that just
Yeah.
distracted the shit out of me. You remember what I was talking about beforehand?
It was
No, it's gonna be gone.
the
It's gone. It's gone
story.
forever. I already know. I already know it's gone forever. The only other story that I remember is that I played Super. Oh, what I thought was really funny in Spanish. This is not. It's not funny in English. Yeah, I had this. My cousin he had this game, and it was like a Ace Fighter or whatever. It was online, but it was
Yeah.
people. But somehow it was like dog fights, like
Yeah.
planes, and somehow, there's also like Spanish servers. So he would go on it, and he had a microphone, and I was like, fuck. You're six on first grade, seven, eight. I was 8 years old, and I would hear my older cousins. They're kind of hood. And I remember one time we were playing, and my favorite part of them watching them play was when they would get behind the mic and just say crazy shit. And it wasn't even
Yeah.
that crazy. Like my oldest cousin, the one who cracked me up the hardest, he would say he got on, he started calling people like kids mocosos.
Yeah.
And I don't know why mocosos is what, snot filled or whatever in English or
Yeah.
whatever. It wasn't funny, but I've never heard anybody use it as their main fucking because it's so easy at that point. I'd heard at 8 years old, I'd heard everybody just do all kinds of bad words in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then to have somebody just downplay it so much and just do something like mocosos, dude, that fucking shit killed me, dude. It was amazing. And just yeah, I realized I was like, that's not there's no way I can make this
Yeah.
funny in English, you know?
Mm.
So I know there's a difference, but I'd be really scared. Sometimes I make my parents laugh. Obviously, I talk to them in Spanish. Um, but I don't know. I feel like I'm using like the American comedy that I've learned to try to make them laugh. I'm not using
Mm.
the other thing that makes me laugh in Spanish, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, man. I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's what it feels like. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I would never do a set in Spanish, I think.
No,
No,
I want to.
it would be a good challenge. I will
Yeah.
tell you what, but
At least as a challenge.
yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. If I'm not good at one, what would I try? Another language, you know?
Well, you
Fuck.
never know, bro.
Oh
You
my
never
God.
know.
Those people. I don't even think Mexicans would like me as much as a representative of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless they're like nerdy Mexicans. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I would appeal to them.
I mean, there's nerdy Mexicans.
There's I like them a lot. I like them. I also like them as video game partners, Hispanics or whatever. Um yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you like go online and like
Oh, nice. Yeah, I grew up with that.
the what now?
Saint Seiya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to watch it in Spanish. I grew up with all that anime, so it's really awkward because I'm on those dating apps. It sounds like I'm about to go into my stand-up bits. Yeah, and then I see people that like they have the interest of like anime and stuff like that, and I always feel bad because I grew up on a whole bunch of anime, but then they
Yeah.
I don't watch it. I haven't been watching it recently in these past years. I have a hard opinion on anime, and I don't
Mm.
mean to alienate anybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like after you see like three action ones like Dragon Ball Z, Saint Seiya, and shit like that, you basically get the gist of the action ones where it's like
Yeah.
you never fucking. I like it when they give you twists when
Yeah.
they kill like a main character in the very beginning or something like that. I think like that anime Gurren Lagann did. I'm gonna start naming a whole bunch of anime and then claim that I never watch modern anime. But yeah, like Gurren Lagann, I like the way they did it. They killed off the person that I thought was gonna be the main character, but at the end, it didn't just turn into the same shit. Right after that, it was the same. Never give up, and if you have friends, you'll always make it, and yada yada yada. And you know, I can't believe that a whole bunch of people in our generation grew up with all that stuff, and then they still believe in a whole bunch of like dumb shit. Like they're like really mean people, and it's like you watch all these anime, like Goku was always telling you to be a good person, but also you love fighting.
Hmm.
But he was fighting bad guys, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never give up and yada yada yada. And now we have all these people just giving up, and I'm always I don't know what I'm talking about actually. All right, back to you. Yeah, I was gonna start just going off on people that like the when people say like, "Oh, how you doing?" Isn't it? And they always say, "Oh, I'm tired,"
Yeah.
and they're always tired. And then you ask another person, they always say "fucking tired," and you're like, "Wow,
Fucking bummer. Like,
yeah, like what the
shut the
fuck,
fuck up. Don't say
bro?
anything.
Yeah. So we got now
Maybe
we
you're
know
right.
that
I asked
tired
you.
is your norm. So like besides tired,
Yeah.
what else are you? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then if you ask them that way, then they usually talk about some amazing fucking weekend they have, and the whole tired is just like some weird thing they're trying to portray. Like I'm like fucking cool because I'm tired all the time, and
Yeah. I'm
oh
doing all
fucking
these
life.
things.
Yeah. Another thing that I was gonna talk to people is everybody's like, hey, the aliens. Oh my God, I know about the
Yeah.
aliens. The
You're right, my man.
aliens. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna
I was gonna ask about that.
yeah, dude. Well, this is my podcast. Only I talk. So yeah, I gotta
Absolutely.
fucking
Yes. Yes, master.
yeah. Dude, I used to have this joke with a friend. It started. I was in a band, and dude, I do the same thing where I would
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean. I just take off talking. Except I was the youngest person in that band, so I also got to play the younger brother. So I was just being extra annoying.
Yeah.
So I would talk so much, people would be like, and I would say just asinine shit. And they started a joke that was like the show, like the Amanda Show.
Yeah.
They would say that as a theme song, right? When I would say something wacky. And so then I thought, man, wouldn't it be funny? I didn't want to leave. I don't want to feel the other guys left behind. So I grabbed one of the other guys and I made it into a Hispanic show.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say the guy's name, so let me see if I can change it in my mind. Steven Morales, I got you. Okay, so it's like, oh, it's the Steven Morales show with your host Fernando and your guest Fernando, and he wasn't included at all, but it was just it just
Yeah,
had his name as a title because I thought that shit would be so funny.
yeah,
Might still happen. Might actually be an actual show in the future. I'll just use the guy's name and then just maybe just give him a little bit of the profit, just so you could, you know what I mean, let me do it. I like the guy's name. I just didn't want to say it on the pod because what if he's like, I don't want to be online,
yeah.
you know?
I
He
mean, if it
doesn't
makes
talk
you
like
feel
that. I'm not
better,
mocking him. I love the guy.
if it makes you feel better, like one person's gonna watch
Oh no, no, dude. I'm gonna push the shit out of it. At least two people are gonna watch it.
this. Bet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna post it on my Hinge profile so you can post a video. It's gonna be like an hour-long conversation. And if they really like me, they'll swipe right based on the video
On Hinge, what is that?
on Hinge.
Dating thing?
Yeah. You know, I wish I could have riffed off of that, but I know I was gonna go nowhere. If I tried to make up some app in my mind, what Hinge means.
Yeah.
It's people that have trouble putting up doors, so they put up their profiles so they're professionals, but they do it for free. So you're like, oh my god, I want a new door because it doesn't fit in right, and you're letting all the air out. Did you know it's better to leave your doors open because it lets the AC breathe? God, my brother, he loves closing all the doors because he thinks it's better, but no, the fucking, you know what I mean? When you close the door and there's a lot of pressure, the door slams. That's not supposed to happen. Where have you seen that shit? Shit slam in nature. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
trees, you're in a wide open space, you get the breeze, you're in a forest, goes to the trees, makes a noise, kind of spooky. But you know what I mean? It's efficient. And it's probably cooler. You know what I mean, dude? That's cool, but you go, that's hot. You know what I mean? It means nothing is what I'm trying
Bro,
to tell you.
it's like
Anyways, back to
have you
you.
heard of word salad?
No, what the fuck is word
That's
salad?
what schizophrenic people do.
Oh, dude, don't tell me
They say a
that.
bunch of words where it's like, it was the controller, it flew away and it went to the camp
Oh,
with a
I've heard
bunch
him
of
speak.
midgets,
Yeah. I used to work at Starbucks in
Yeah,
Austin, and half our customers were homeless people.
that's what you sound like, bro.
Yeah, I know, dude. Dude, but they say cooler shit though.
Yeah,
I mean, the coolest shit that
that's some wild
that
shit.
I remember homeless people, a homeless guy. He was a super sweet guy, by the way. I loved him.
Yeah,
Oh, I could tell that story on. Anyways,
yeah,
I will. But he was so nice. I remember I would talk to him because he was, yeah, he had his quirks, but he seemed harmless to me.
yeah.
Uh, maybe his butt crack showing all the time was not a good thing for customers
Yeah,
because
he just makes stuff up.
I would let him roam the Starbucks, so he would just walk around in circles around tables
Yeah,
while laughing and talking to himself, and well, he was never hurting anybody.
yeah.
And I don't know, he never gave us any trouble or whatever. So I'm wearing a Starbucks hat from when I used to work back in those days. This is a Starbucks story. What are they gonna do?
Not sponsored.
Ban you? Pull this episode off? Anyways, so I would just let him do that. But one time I gave him I used to give him free stuff. Sometimes I would just give people free shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I mean,
And
I worked at Domino's. I did the same.
Starbucks is kind of cool. Domino's kind of dangerous. You know who owns
Domino's.
Domino's, right? The mafia.
Yeah.
You're fucked. So yeah. One time I gave him a breakfast and he got really happy and he told me I was born on a throne of Rottweilers.
A throne of Rottweilers.
Yeah, and I can't even fathom what that looks like.
Are
And
so are these like taxidermy?
that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't even know how to picture it in my head. Or are they live? But they're like, you know, like cheerleaders make a pyramid.
Yeah.
Is it just like a pyramid of looks like
They're just really well
Rottweilers?
trained.
Yeah. So he told me that when he was born, a whole bunch of Rottweilers just started appearing. Before him, there was no Rottweilers, and then he was born, and Rottweilers came into the. So he's like Rottweiler king or
Uh,
Rottweiler god, you know.
yeah.
Mario was his name, which I thought was really funny because my best friend's name is Mario too. Um, sorry, Phil, you're my best friend too, but he's, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I would just let him roam
Yeah.
and laugh to himself, and I don't think anybody ever laughed. And maybe they gave him like a look, and then they were like, "Nah, he's cool."
Yeah.
Yeah. This one time, this new homeless person, he had just gotten kicked out. He had been like out there for like 2 days only,
Yeah.
but he was carrying one of those red wagons full of his stuff. And I've
Uh-huh.
always been fascinated with what do they write, you know, in their diaries if they
Mm.
have them.
Yeah.
or writings on the wall, shit like that. I've always thought, why don't they have a documentary where they send somebody to live with the homeless people and just kind of like give me like the politics and all this cool stuff about them?
Yeah.
They saw them all the time, so I got to wonder like how it all works and the tribalness of it and finding a safe spot where they're not gonna jump you and take you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I already lost my train of thought. So I thought of another story. I go in tangents because of ADHD,
Yeah.
but I can always start one story, never finish it, start another story, and next thing you know, dude, I get nothing done.
Yeah.
I'm talking so much, I've lost feeling in my hands.
I don't think talking is supposed to do that.
It's anxiety. I get my social anxiety instead of shutting down like some people, it makes me talk a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I've caught myself where if it's like real hard, I
Yeah.
talk for so long that I forget to breathe, and then you hear me panting, and it's like Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ, kid, calm down, you know?
Are you anxious right now? Do you feel anxious?
Yeah, but not. It's never like a really bad. It always works in my favor. To be
Oh,
honest, I've like pulled off some amazing social feats,
yeah.
talking wise, like talking with strangers.
Hmm.
Thanks to anxiety, and that's me on stage. If I go on stage, the anxiety is what makes me just talk, and for some reason people are okay with it. They laugh and they giggle. Oh, I don't know what they see,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it saved my ass.
a lot of times just going up there and being honest, you know, for some reason just makes people laugh.
Oh, I don't tell people I'm freaking out though, guys. I'm actually having a panic attack up here, but for some reason you guys keep laughing. So now I'm thinking I don't know if you guys are laughing at me or with me. Oh God. Anyways,
Either way, it's good.
yeah, either way it's good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As long as I get some kind of laughter out of it. There's like just a cable that's not plugged into anything. Is that supposed to be plugged to something? I just gotta
No,
be like, oh fuck.
that's the one that so they're recording separately. They're not
Yeah.
that's not recording for that
Oh
anymore.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't want to know any of
Yeah.
this, but I
No.
just making sure because me and my friend, I was in a band, my best friend Mario,
Yeah.
in Austin, and he thought the funniest joke ever would be like showing up to a gig that's like 3 hours away, 4 hours away, and be like, oh no, I forgot my drums, or I forgot my
Oh
guitar,
shit.
and
Yeah.
it'd be even funny with drums because there's so many pieces and it's so big. Oh my
Like how
fucking
do you
God.
even forget that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we would laugh so hard we would say that joke to each other all the time. Oh my fucking God. That shit was really funny. Um yeah, so I'm a musician. Thanks for asking, Harvey. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, Fernando, you're here for comment.
Oh shit. Hey, but you said you have all kinds of people on here.
I
I'm also
do.
a philanthropist.
I do.
I'm not, I wish. Actually, I don't wish that I had that kind of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So what you play rock music, right? You
Oh, now you
play.
want to talk about it.
I mean, you brought it up.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I play all sorts of rock music.
What?
I like experimental music.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, I listen to everything." I don't listen to everything.
Uh-huh.
There's some country songs I like, but preferably I don't listen to country. I don't like that like ethnic music they have in New Orleans, Creole
Mhm.
music. It has a name. Fuck. Sideko. I don't like Sideko music. Oh my God, it's like the worst parts about all kinds of music just put together. It's fucking terrible. Sorry, Sideko
It's
lovers.
very specific.
Yeah, yeah, I hate that, dude. It's because I took a music appreciation class
Yeah.
in college, so I got to find out about that New Orleans got this special brand of music. Why, guys? God, I can't wait till they drown. No, I'm just kidding.
What's it sound like?
It's like it has an accordion. It's like polkas and like an accordion. But bro, okay. So if you're good at editing, if not, send this video my way, and I will just put like a
No,
clip
no.
of what
I'm
Sideko
gonna
music
just put
is.
this up.
Okay, you do it,
Just
please.
like
Post it up because they all sound the same, anyways.
yeah.
They do. Otherwise, you guys would win awards, and Sadeko wins no awards, as far as I know. I haven't done my research on that. These are just baseless claims.
Right.
But who listens to this, dude? If Sadeko lover 69 listens to this, he's gonna be really angry at me if there is such an account. Um,
Just gotta be one.
and I hate Baroque music. Not all Baroque music, but some of it.
What is that?
It's like it's like classical music with the harpsichords, like fuck, I don't know if it's Chopin or who the fuck. I'm not that good at that. But it seems really it sounds hoity-toity. Like if they're wearing those wigs like they did in England where the
Mhm.
judges are wearing those frilly wigs, that's what I feel like it sounds like.
Okay.
I don't like it. Those are the types of music I don't like. So I don't like all kinds of music. But other than that, I love noise. I love I hopped on this like huge train of a certain genre called math rock,
Mhm.
and I was playing that for a very long time. I use this as an excuse just to talk about music. This is now a music podcast. No, yeah, but
Talk to me about ska.
Oh my god. Oh, I also don't Scott just oh my god. I remember I was talking to Joe and another guy. He's gone though, so we don't talk about him.
I never met him. I'm sad.
Oh, he's okay. Uh, and with Phil, I was hanging out with those guys, and I was telling him how like, I mean, obviously I don't hate it, but I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Mm.
And like, imagine
So you just
dating.
wouldn't go out of your way to listen to
Yeah, I wouldn't. But then, okay, so for example, there's this one time, one of the guys wanted to go to a ska show in the Flying Mars,
him.
and I was like, fuck, I've been meaning to go out because I'm single. And I've been meaning to go outside and trying to do the organic thing of hitting girls and hitting on girls at bars who may or may not want it, as opposed to dating apps where they do want it.
Yeah,
And not want it as in a sexual thing, guys. I mean want it as in like want to it being dating. It's not implying anything.
I'm washing my hands of the situation.
Dude, I'm working on my I already feel like in some pictures like I look like one, like I'm not all there,
Yeah.
and two, like a serial killer.
Uh-huh.
So I've been working on my serial killer stare because
Uh-huh.
I feel like one time I saw somebody do it and the other person got nervous and laughed. And I thought, well, it's kind of playful, right? In a weird way. So I want to do that. I've always thought last time I played a show when I was in a band, I remember playing some weird part, but I just focused on this one guy in the audience that was far away and he was making eye contact with me and I just made eye contact for
I
the
think
longest time and it felt so good.
I think it could really help as a visual tag to a joke.
Yeah.
Like
Stop
say the
staring at
right
my
thing and
wife,
then
bro.
bam. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop staring at my girlfriend. Why are you staring at? You know? Yeah. Um Oh yeah, yeah. So I like all kinds of music. Noise, jazz. I wish I could play it more.
Mhm.
Or like, I'm not. It's that's hard because I have knowledge, but not that much of like
Mm.
music. I can't. I can read music, but mega slow.
I think the point with jazz is more to feel it though, because even the tempo's not really all that strict.
Yeah. We'll feel these. What? I don't know. I just wanted to say I love that joke. The feel these nuts. These nuts joke. Oh, you didn't like the joke? I'm sorry. You didn't like the joke. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I like all kinds of music. I wanted to kind of sneak it on here. I wanted to see if I can maybe try and grow the experimental music scene
Yeah. Yeah.
down
Yeah. Yeah.
here.
You mentioned before.
Yeah, because
Talk to me
it's
about that.
yeah, off camera really. I'm saying the same thing twice. Is how much I wanted in the pod. Yeah, I wanted
It's
to grow
working.
that
It's
scene, but
working.
that's fucking. I think it's way harder. And you guys
Yeah.
already have like a you guys already started the movement of growing the comedy scene, and I just kind of tagged along, and I feel like since this is easier, I think I might as well just
Mm.
try to grow the comedy
You
scene
really think it's
instead.
easier? Because I feel like
No, yeah, because it's more universal. It's a fucking comedy. Everybody laughs.
yeah, but
Not
not a lot
everybody
of people
listens to
participate.
fucking somebody feedbacking into a guitar through like 1,000 delay pedals for like 30 minutes. Nobody wants to hear that,
I
right?
get that.
I was gonna sneak in little bits into like punk and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was that was my plan. But then I gotta find people, and I'm also 32. Everybody's dropping out of music. A lot of people are like, oh, in their 30s are like, this is my last band. And it's like, how do you, I guess because I didn't do it as much as I should have. I haven't gotten tired of it. So I don't know what
Mm.
being tired of it means. So I'm
Yeah.
still hungry.
I mean, there's no script, you really do, you just do you.
Yeah. Calm
So,
cowards. No, I'm kidding. I don't. Yeah. I don't. But yeah. So now I'm in the comedy thing. Everything's great. They all love me, I think. I'm not sure. I like that. It'd be really nice. I hope you love me too, America. Not America. The two people who are gonna watch this. I'm gonna push this. I'm hoping for at least, dude. If I get six, I'm gonna buy a bottle of champagne and not drink it because I don't drink champagne.
that,
But it's like a thing you do, you know?
yeah,
I'll buy it and then return it. Ask me why, and I'll be like, I don't really drink. You know what I
it's
mean?
just a celebratory. They didn't even open it, just pretended it's splattered all around.
Yeah.
Just like gold
Oh,
plated.
I'll see if I can get that the effects popping up. But it's just gonna be me underwater, the bubbles or
Just
whatever.
you attach one of them like which we'll call it with the string, and it just pops with the
The hey, celebration, you pull it and
yeah,
confetti pops.
yeah. You just like stick it to the top of the champagne
Yeah.
bottle and
They have
kind
some for like in Japan. A lot of animes I used to see that shit in, but I've never seen it in the US. But I like the shape of the round ones in Japan. It's so cool.
mm,
When I was younger, I wanted to be a weeb. I wanted to be a like an anime artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would practice. God, they were terrible. I only drew like one good drawing. Did you know I had to do this project in like fourth grade, and it was about the Civil War.
Mm.
And I'm not saying anything, but we had to do shit about both sides generals,
Yeah.
but everybody got different generals. I somehow ended up with Robert E. Lee,
Yeah.
and you can't really say anything about that because like I was in fifth grade. You don't really understand back then.
Yeah.
So I got Robert E. Lee, but the coolest thing, I was super into anime. I drew Robert E. Lee anime style.
That's great. That's gonna be an
Oh
anime.
my god. So I drew him. I almost fell. I drew him anime style, and I wonder if he was in his grave, just fucking like, what the fuck? Everything I fought for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he would have liked anime. I don't
Yeah,
know. You never know.
I think a Civil War anime would be fun. Especially like you
It
throw in
would.
like fucking that one guy Stonewall Jackson.
Holy
You
shit.
remember that guy? You know who that guy is?
No, but I mean, I like the Stonewall part.
So this guy was this really good I think he was a general or a tactician or some shit in the Southern Army, the
Yeah,
Confederate Army. And this motherfucker was good. You know, they called him Stonewall.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
anyone who went up to get up against him, like that's where they would end. It's just,
You
because this guy
can't. But the
he
wall,
couldn't,
he's a
yeah.
wall.
And
You can't
so
physically beat a wall.
you know how he died?
People hopped over him. Mexicans
It
hopped over him.
was foggy. It was early in the morning. He was riding and he got hit by friendly fire. Someone saw him and said, "There goes a northerner." Bam.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
shot him.
I mean, I guess they all look alike back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and then the Southern Army's like uniforms were like all different types of colors. So
Oh shit. I man, I came up with some Fourth of July jokes that I told even like on the 29th of July.
yeah.
It's because I wrote them, so I was like, I
How
might as
did it
well
go?
get a
Doing it on
um
4th of July.
Well, I noticed that. Well, people thought it was funny because
Yeah.
oh, why is he making Fourth of July? Because I made the statement. I was like, oh, I lost the thing from the microphone. I just noticed.
Here's another one.
No, no, hold on. It's on the ground. But I'm just
Oh.
saying, I don't know if it's gonna affect the. There we go. I don't know how that happened. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So they thought it was really funny that I was because I said, hey, I'm gonna do Fourth of July jokes. I know it's really late,
Yeah.
but how was you guys Fourth of July? You know what I mean? They like that. They like quirkiness. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. I
Uh,
think that helps.
yeah, a
If you
lot.
just give it to them just straight, they would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, 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 yeah. Unless I'm known for doing that, I feel like I have to. Well, whatever. So, but I don't know. Maybe the jokes weren't good, or maybe I'm talking about something sacred, America. Because I maybe I shouldn't say this on podcast, but the whole patriotism thing, or like the independence or whatever fight we had.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know too much. I'm
What
just a
about it?
guy. So as a person that barely knows about it but has opinions,
Yeah.
I said, wouldn't it? Isn't it weird that like in Mexico when they did their independence, it was like the native and the mixed people fighting back against foreign oppressors. So they took over the land or whatever after they were raped and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, the U.S. one was like, like the king and stuff. They gave a whole bunch of people ships and supplies so they could go across the sea. And they were supposed to just still be part of it, and they were just charge taxes.
Hmm.
And these guys were like, I don't want to pay taxes anymore. Dude, these guys are like 4 months away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be able to rule ourselves,
Yeah.
even though they gave us all that money and land and supplies and they helped us come across and we are exactly the same as they
Fought
are,
wars
except just
for us.
yeah, it just seemed like and then we pop fireworks every year and we're like, yeah, we're assholes. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
I like also I feel like independence kind of like brings up culture and we have none in
Yeah.
America.
Well, I'll tell you what our culture is. It's school shootings, and it's at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You come up to a red light and you stay.
Oh, it's
You
true.
stay like a goddamn American
That's true.
until it turns green.
Oh my God.
Other countries you just drive by.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's insane. I there's this light at the Whataburger mission, and it's just like if you come at it from the Mayberry side, you just stuck there for like 4 minutes,
Yeah.
and then there are other yeah, it's ridiculous. God damn it. Anyways, oh yeah, yeah. So I was just talking about America, and it's not that I don't like America. It's just that I think like I like when people celebrate. I like parties.
Yeah.
It just to me, it just didn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes people are like, "Oh, why are you so patriotic?" And they're like, "Oh, it's because we have freedoms in America," and they make it seem like the other countries don't have more freedoms than we do because there are countries that have more freedoms than we
Yeah.
do, and they're nicer and shit like that.
Yeah, there's countries with like better economic mobility and like yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
easier to climb up to get more money. Here it's like you
And they
gotta
give them
like
like more days off and yada
yeah,
yada. And people are like, "No, my country's better." It's like, what, don't you guys want days off? Wouldn't that be more
better
amazing? Or like
for
maternity leave and
yeah,
paternity leave and shit like that. It's amazing. He's pregnant right now. He's gonna have a baby anytime, and he's
yeah.
gonna want his days off. But you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna be working. Is that fair, America? Would you want Harvey to work? Back to you, Harvey.
Really sad.
Oh, they're gonna turn the camera off. Like, holy shit, he's really going for that bit. Um, but yeah, yeah. So I don't have a problem with it. It just I just
Yeah.
don't like the blindness of it. And
Yeah.
then when we don't really have culture, just casseroles. And I like barbecue. I think that's dope. But
But even
barbacoa, riddle me
that
that.
came from
Oh, really? Jesus Christ, come on.
Germany.
Things like but yeah, I do like the opportunities here. The dollar goes a lot further than the peso, and I think that's where people are like, yeah, what about that, you fucking piece of shit? Which hey, you guys got me there. All right. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's
But
like
at the same time, go on,
it's
because I
like oh yeah,
interrupted.
like it goes further than that country that's run by like the mob or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's oh my fucking god. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They point out like, oh, like what about that cartel-ridden country or yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
I mean, we have our own right, but like it's just better disguised,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
The CIA is running shit and whatnot.
I didn't say anything
So
about that. So it,
well, I would never kill myself,
yeah.
by the way.
Oh shit, you heard it here
Uh,
first. You would never do it.
I would never kill myself. Anyway,
Me neither. I didn't think that was a good thing to mention this on video. I'm gonna start saying this everywhere.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anytime you say anything about the CIA or the FBI, they're like, oh, no, by the way, I
I,
would never kill myself.
yeah, yeah. They could just pull the videos out and then get your whole family. I mean, if you think about it, we're all fucked. So you might as well just everybody should just act up. Um, but yeah, I'm skeptical about everything. I don't like any extremes on either side, and
yeah,
I believe everybody decided to just hop on some kind of extremist thing. Like I don't know. I believe that now it's getting heavy.
yeah. And I feel like now that going back to aliens, like now that that's mainstream, like
Oh, let's go back to that, please. Yeah,
like now that that's mainstream, like I feel like I have more distrust for it now.
yeah,
Like before I'd be like, yeah, like they're out there and whatnot, and like I still think that they are, except I don't think the all the sightings and stuff
yeah,
and the whistleblowers are coming up. I'm not
yeah,
sure I like believe it all
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's like why why the focus on it? Like what is
It's true. They
what's
always say
the
that. They're out here throwing all these crazy things to distract you while this bill was getting passed underneath your noses.
yeah
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I at home, my family watches. They love the news. But they like the Mexican news,
yeah
and my brother just watches whatever news are out there. And the other day I was telling I was like, they started talking about the aliens, and they asked me about it, and I said, I don't know, I don't really give a shit about it. I mean, I saw the things, but I don't really care because there's nothing I can do about it. One, two, I noticed that if I don't pay attention to that, I remember with the single time that I was paying attention to the news, I was getting all sad and depressed, and I
yeah
was like, there's no point.
yeah
Yeah, yeah. So, same with the aliens, and we're like, oh, I think my dad was like, well, you never know. What is it? If they start attacking, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find out because of everybody else running
yeah
or the news. So really, since there's nothing I can do, and I'm gonna find out for somebody else, I don't have to waste any of my time. What am I gonna have some brilliant idea who's gonna be like, I know how to stop them from fucking killing us? Yeah, it's stupid. And I feel like nowadays, after the whole like holy shit, see me getting really heated and shit and passionate. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the pandemic did a lot, a number on some, which is like, why, guys? All you did was stay home. I wonder if a lot of people need the social contact to just kind of stay a little bit in touch with reality. Maybe they're just
yeah
bombarded with so much shit while staying home that they just had to believe in something. I feel like a lot of the people are just kind of believe a whole bunch of crazy shit or went into like some extremist either left or extremist right. I think it all came from just some kind of insecurity. I always label it as some kind of escapism. Like
Mm.
I feel like they want to believe that the world is crazier than it is, and
Yeah.
so it would give them a little bit of purpose. But then it got me thinking. I was like, yeah, I'm skeptical of fucking everything. I'm not happy myself with life, so I always think, why did I not believe in any of this crazy shit? I don't know.
Mm.
And I don't know why they couldn't, but it happens. It's really sad. I don't like being around it too much. Well, the far opinions, because they're usually like kind of scary,
Yeah.
and they start getting crazier and crazier the more they live in that fantasy. And
Yeah.
I do believe that some of the conspiracies may be right, but some of them just go off, and it's like, come on. I've known people that jump on every single fucking conspiracy out there, and they already believe shit that is like, what? That is insane. Um,
Flat Earth.
yeah, like the flat Earth people. Or I remember last I heard, I remember this guy said in front of other like people that share his view, he was like, "Oh, they're trying to turn the U.S. like what they did in Europe, where they don't let anybody leave their house unless they ask for permission."
Mm.
And it's like, what are you talking?
Yeah.
What? I got if I had a lot of money, I would buy him a plane ticket and then just send him. But then he ended up winning because I'm just sending people on fucking
Yeah.
vacations just so they learn that the Earth is round and that
Yeah.
like other countries are like chill as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about this. Here's like, I guess maybe a little bit of pushback. I don't even know if it is. I don't think so,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
just consider this. Uh, isn't it crazy that there are always laws being made?
I mean, no, because the Constitution was meant to be amended, and
Right.
people are always changing. So I'm like, yeah, everything should be malleable,
Right. Right. But think about like
except
in a long enough timeline, where
good.
does
I'm
it
back.
go?
What do you mean? One more time? Sorry.
Like in a long enough timeline, where does it go? Like
Where does what go?
it's like new laws are always being made.
Oh, dude,
And
that's just
restrictions are always happening. They're always going to be happening. And so if you think about it, like in a long enough timeline,
yeah.
it's going to get to the point where it's going to be choking us.
That's a possibility, but I'm a little more positive. But then
Yeah.
I had a really good childhood, and I always believed that every single problem as a kid, every single problem that I had would always get taken care of. And then even when I was an adult, shit would just nicely happen. So maybe I have this different disposition than a whole bunch of other
Yeah.
unlucky people, right?
Yeah. No, I
But
understand
when
that.
I didn't have a ride, when I was walking around everywhere in Austin, my brother-in-law's mom gave me a free car. And he's like,
Free
why the fuck?
car.
Yeah, and I don't even know her. I had met her once, and she just gave me a free car. She's like, yeah, you'll do better with it. And I did until it broke down, and then I just abandoned it in a parking lot. My dad picked it up though, so it's okay. But so uh, wait, okay, so when I think about humans
Yeah.
and how far we've come with, we had all of these restrictions. I mean, women are still getting discriminated. A whole bunch of people are still getting discriminated about, but it was like it's way worse, and it's still getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, and right now I feel like we're getting like going back in the opposite direction with a whole bunch of laws being taken away, yada yada yada. Um, but I feel like there's this inevitable wheel turning, like cog, that just always progressing.
Right.
Like for example, watch like, which is gonna sound crazy, but like if you were to watch any like sci-fi or futuristic movie, there were already people were already thinking of like all these different intergalactic species living
Yeah.
together, everybody having like, you know what I mean? Everything was different. They still have different cultures and different planets, yada yada yada. But everything was a little more unified per planet, and everybody was accepting of everything. You saw like people in Star Wars are like different fucking species altogether. I think nobody should give a shit at the end,
Yeah.
and I think we're constantly evolving, giving more rights. Sometimes we take steps back because of what happens in history, but I feel like inevitably things are gonna always keep going the same way into like a more progressive society.
Mm.
I feel like it's crazy how some words just become buzzwords now, and people are like, "Oh, he said the word."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that episode from The Simpsons. Hey, Bart, say the line. Anyways, I love The Simpsons. I grew up watching them. I call my dad by his first name because Bart Simpson calls him Homer, and I thought that was so rad when I was like 7.
Yeah.
And I always wonder, I wonder how my dad feels. You know,
Mm.
wonder if it hurt a little bit when his like 6-year-old was telling him, "Hey, Juan,
Yeah.
I haven't breathed in like forever. Hold on." My heart started to hurt.
Jesus, take a break, bro.
Yeah, please take over. This
Yeah.
is his podcast.
This is I mean, it's it's a collaborative thing. I wouldn't really call it my podcast. Um, even like the name's like Night Shift with Harvey Estrada. It's like,
So my night
it's
shift.
with me. The thing is, I guess, whatever
Oh.
the podcast. It's I'm not it.
You know,
Um,
when you're choking yourself by talking a lot, you appreciate breathing.
yeah. I
So
mean, I've never had that problem, but
good for you, Harvey.
I have no frame of reference,
Yeah.
so I
You have like
sympathize.
three speeds: amused, regular Harvey, and not amused.
Well, it's more like sober and then really high, and
Oh
then
shit. You high right now?
yeah, I've been smoking tobacco.
You're right. It's really
Uh,
bad for you, by the way. Can we
uh,
put an ad for about like smoking causes cigarette cancer? I mean cancer. I'm also a bit smoking tobacco
it's no, it's
recreationally.
I think it's the future. I think more people should do it. I think children should do it. I think
With children,
priests
holy shit, calm down.
should.
I didn't say that. That's Harvey.
Hey, I'm just kidding, bro.
I feel like they should wait till like they're 18, and then
I think they should be given, as soon as they're birth.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta train them early. You gotta,
yeah.
you know,
I see a lot of people that when I see them on Hinge and Tinder and like Bumble, they have like oh, I'm a single mom, and they have like a whole bunch of kids, and then where it says marijuana use, they say no or they omit it,
yeah.
and I'm like, really,
Hmm.
you know, or do you just need to make people believe that so you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get custody. Because if I was, you know what I mean, that's the first thing I would say about a partner. If I wanted the kids real bad, I'd be like, she doesn't know what she's saying. She's high all the time, officer. I don't know. I'm telling the officer. I should be telling the judge, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I would totally win custody of my kids. I'll do anything. I would lie my ass off. I'm already good at acting. I don't give a fuck. Are you better than me? You think you're any better? No one's gonna believe you. You're gonna believe. Yeah. So what sucks is I feel like sometimes I give up the wrong impressions because I find
Uh-huh.
crazy things really funny,
Yeah.
and but I feel like crazy things are funny because they're crazy because they're
Yeah.
not the norm, you know. And I said it in the other podcast. I probably shouldn't get too much into it unless you guys have different audiences. You feel like you guys have a different audiences from the open mic, the other one?
But I mean, who cares? It really doesn't matter.
You mean
Just
just
saying
talk
it.
about the same things, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, he repeats himself." And then when I meet new people, I'm just gonna talk about these same things over and over again. Only
Hey,
I'm gonna think it's funny.
I don't think that many people are listening to this. I don't know
Yeah,
about the other one.
yeah.
I can't speak to that, but I guarantee you.
Let's call him right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He wouldn't answer.
Just tell the story.
What story? I
I
already
don't know. You
forgot.
you were saying something about
Tobacco's a hell of a truck. Tobacco's a hell of
different
a.
audiences.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I was talking about that with that, but so we talked about America. What else can we talk about? And I don't hate
So
America. I actually really like it. I just you got to question everything. So yeah, yeah. I'm the most skeptical person ever.
yeah,
If you do the nicest thing for me, the first thing that's gonna come up into my head is, what is he trying to gain from this? You know what I mean? So it may come across as crazy, but hey, I have my clear moments and I get to think about it. That's what I like about myself. Now let's talk about why I like myself. I like myself because sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the
yeah.
times, there comes a certain day where I get to step back and think about my actions, and
Uh-huh.
then I have a very good moral compass. So I can tell myself like, oh, Fernando, you shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Or Fernando, that's pride. Or hey, you did something
You
really bad there.
you
Yeah, yeah. I coach myself.
yeah.
I'm
That's
fucking
good. That's good.
crazy. Last girl I dated, she was a sweetheart. Oh wow, I can finally apologize. Hey, I'm really sorry. Please take me back. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, she was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why I forgot what I was gonna talk about, but I just also wanted to mention that she's a sweetheart, so now it just sounds like I really like, you know what I mean? Like I miss her. And I
Yeah.
do oh, I wish we would have stayed friends. That sounds terrible. God, what kind of podcast is this? Jesus Christ.
I've never cut
I'm
anything
over.
before, but I think I might just cut that. That was a little.
Yeah. Please come back. No, I'm kidding. All right.
You do.
Beep. We're back. So Yeah, yeah. Hopefully you can cut that out. If you don't cut that out, I don't really mind. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere with it. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I am. I don't. Sometimes I say a little bit like an overshare. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thankfully, I haven't met a person that takes advantage of that.
Mm.
I've just met people that don't want to hear it.
You mean like someone that would like
You
put it
just
on a podcast and just let you
cut it up
ramble,
and just put
just
only the
ramble.
bad parts. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
I
no.
hate babies or some bullshit like that.
Make a remix out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I love comedy, man. I'm been attracted to and I don't want to talk about our favorite comedians at all.
No,
No.
I'm curious.
But I've been no, no, no. I don't. But you see, I was thinking. Okay, so this is petty. This is petty. But I feel like if I start telling people like,
Mhm.
then they're gonna be like, oh, I think he's doing that dude's thing. He's doing that other dude's thing.
But that's inevitable. Like when you start, it's inevitable because
It is, but they don't know
you
the
gotta
guy. He's like
find your
a
voice.
small time comedian. But okay, so lately I've been getting I like I start seeing more people doing the same shit. I'm gonna be like, ah, fuck.
Just
What do I
like
do? Nah, that would never happen. I always like to pretend I'm way more popular than I am. I'm not, but I'm fucking awesome. I should be. Jesus Christ. Go check me out anywhere, all the time.
That's the spirit. What's your Instagram handle?
Oh, it's right there.
I don't do it.
You don't edit? Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on. God damn it.
Oh,
It's because it's really hard. It's got underscores and shit. It's I'm pretty sure. But when you post it, just put the. It's gonna be in there. Read a
yeah.
little bit right before you download it or you check it out. It should be
I
in the
can put everything in
description.
the description. I can do that.
Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, because I mean, it's embarrassing sometimes. I just think just put in my name, but then I'm like, nah, Fernando, you shouldn't care. You should be secure and confident. And then nobody is. Nobody really is confident, man. Even the people that come across as confident, they're not really confident. I mean, look at how much they boast. You know what I mean? Everybody's out here just trying to not seem so tiny. But I mean, if you think about it, we're all just dust. Dust in the wind. Back to you, Harvey.
Start doing the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sign.
I don't know why. I pulled the mic so far away. Hopefully they heard that. But so I really like this podcast. I like this comedian called Rick Glassman.
Okay.
So he does a whole bunch of like edits in his podcast, and he's I think he said in a podcast that he doesn't consider himself like a stand-up comedian, even though he's done it. He thinks I forgot what he said. But I think it's broader than that. Like I think we have some people that are traditional, everybody's got a different style, but sometimes they come up with like dumb ideas, and it's probably the pot.
Yeah.
Are you yawning?
No, no, no.
Are you in my podcast?
I did.
Fucking
Yeah.
shit.
You're
Ah,
fine.
yeah, and sometimes they come up with some wacky ideas. Maybe it's the weed. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I've always in the back of my head just thought like, what's the craziest thing that could happen right now?
Yeah.
When I talk to people, I used to play this game in my head, which is like, what is the worst thing I could say at this moment? You're
Yeah.
consoling somebody. You know, it's a really fun game. And I don't know. I think if there was like an improv team or something like that, I would love joining
Yeah.
it. I just love attention. I mean, let's face it. Don't we all? That's what we all act out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a big reason why a lot of people do stand up. I mean,
Yeah.
why was like, in what other situation would you have like a bunch of attention on you, in that
Yeah.
way, and where it's like not only is like you got a lot of attention on you, but it really it rides on this line where you have to hold it, where because it's really easy to like to bomb and just lose the entire crowd, and you're just up there not really doing anything,
Yeah.
it's a different thing to like grab their attention and hold it and like and just keep that I don't know what is it like pressure
Yeah.
on you.
Well, sometimes I feel like people are too nice, and it's because I'm yelling at them. Sometimes a whole bunch of my jokes. So today I was like, wow, I wrote like 8 jokes in like the span of I don't really know, but I know it was less than an hour.
Yeah.
Um, quantity over quality. Yeah. But what was I getting at with this? Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes I feel like people are too nice because these jokes are not that good and
Yeah.
way too nice. Yeah, because they're laughing, and I think they're laughing because I'm yelling or they like me, like some kind
Yeah.
of charm thing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think it should be happening, but it happens. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that from people.
No, I understand that because I know I've felt it with some like when I first started for the first few months, there
Yeah,
was a lot of jokes where like they didn't really make sense, but I was up there and I was trying and I was like confident about it, in some way.
yeah,
And when people, I don't know, I guess people pick up on that and just it's just funny. But like if you say it enough times, you start to realize that it's not actually funny and people were just laughing because of whatever X reason, like
yeah,
charm or charisma or whatever it may be.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And over time is when you find out like, oh, this is actually not funny. Like at least that's how it happened with my
Yeah.
jokes. I don't know
Got
if
it.
you've had that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I definitely have that. I've also I don't like my voice. Sometimes I can make it a little deeper. When I would work at drive-throughs, I would make my voice a lot deeper. I don't know why. And people would, I guess nobody would tell me, God, I was so fucking weird.
You think people like they knew?
No, the people at the drive-through that I was doing that,
Yeah.
no, because they never had a frame of reference. Yeah, but we love to play this. We love to do like weird things. Like, yeah, I think probably it's been on TikToks or whatever. But
Yeah.
that was when TikTok was barely taking off. Like somebody would show up and a girl would do the voice, but I would move my mouth.
Okay.
So because we would always turn on the camera, so you'd
Ah.
give people a little show.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 and or do girl voices, and it's the same person at drive through, but it's an actual
Bro.
guy by the time you get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One time I used to do that all the time. I used to show up, dude, I did this all the time during the pandemic
Uh-huh.
because Starbucks was giving you one free meal during the pandemic. So I would work minimally. It was awesome. I was like on an amazing vacation where I would only work
Yeah.
like 2 days a week,
Mm.
get paid enough just to make rent. But the meals from Starbucks would help me out a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so I would pass by at all times and I would make voices, and some people got used to it. But
Mm.
before they got used to it, one time I passed in the morning and I said, "Hey, I did a girl voice. I'm not gonna do it right now because my voice is shit." And I asked for Sprite,
Yeah.
and I know the guy at the drive-through is this dude, very sassy,
Uh-huh.
and he laughed when I asked for a Sprite, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have Sprite here. We only have coffee and right." And so I interrupted, and I was like, "Why did you laugh at me?" Ooh,
Uh-uh.
yeah, I know. I saw some clouds. It's gonna pick up. Anyways,
You might see this crash against the TV,
oh,
bro.
that'd be
It's
amazing. Like at the beginning of aliens taking over. We'll go back to that. I still want to talk about that.
yes.
So I did the girl voice, and I was like, "Why did you laugh at me?" In a girl voice, and he's dude, I heard him turn his thing off, and I heard him panic, and he's like, "I wasn't laughing at you." Oh, anyways, God, dude, I love punking him. It's amazing. Felt so good. Anyways, going back to the aliens, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. If they're gonna come for us, they're gonna come for us. They're gonna talk to us. They're gonna talk to us.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna find out about shit. I'm gonna pretty sure everyone's gonna talk about it. So I don't really have to pay attention to it. You
You know
know
what I think it is?
what?
I think it's the government. I think they shot down a few UFOs. They rebuilt them. And they created new technology with different propulsion systems than what we know to have.
Yeah,
And I think they're kidnapping people and they're selling them to aliens.
that's crazy, bro. It's really crazy. I never thought about that, but I like them when conspiracy theories were fun.
Yeah.
It beats the other crazy ones that they're not. I guess maybe I will enjoy conspiracy theories
Yeah.
if they're more like that.
By the
Uh,
way, I would never kill myself.
yeah, that's true. Me neither. You know, you think The Office is gonna sue us?
The Office?
Yeah,
Why?
because this is that dude's thing that he does where he looks at the camera.
I don't think they can trademark that or patent that.
Dude, you think that? You think so?
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how it works, but otherwise, I guess it doesn't because they would have just trademarked, like water by now. That'd
yeah.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
Or have they already?
Oh, I
The,
don't think they can.
the water tax?
No, I think there's a protection for things that are essential.
Oh,
Something like
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, most likely.
that. I'm not a
There was an actual country back in the day that did try to monopolize water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, yeah, they did. And obviously people revolted and they took that tax off.
Oh.
I think, unless I'm wrong and the tax is still going on anyways, but yeah, it's pretty nuts. They're basically saying every rain, if you collect, you can't even collect it. If you collect it, you're gonna get fined. You just
Mm,
let the, you know what I mean? So you couldn't even have one of those cool tanks.
yeah.
One day I want to be some kind of like hippie that has all this cool self-reliant shit. Like I see these systems where they have like grass on top of like a pond of koi and you eat the fish and the poop fertilizes the water. This podcast has no point to it. It's just rambling, and it's just mainly me rambling. I
Yeah.
wish there was a way of doing a percentage of how much I've talked, like a pie chart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, so how much you've talked, and do like a 0.5% for nature whenever the thing stops for the shakes.
There's the one for the AC too.
Oh yeah, 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 that'd be amazing. Oh yeah, I didn't think about the AC, but is this gonna pick up the AC?
Probably. I'm probably gonna have to like try to edit that out.
Featuring the AC, air conditioning. Cool term. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so steer me in a different direction. I wish I had. Do you have a beer?
I
You went to the store and you only brought chips.
I brought I brought other things, but like I have a one of them Trulies.
I'll take a Truly's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, I can tell him a story, unless you want to pause it.
No,
Because what
no,
if I see something crazy?
no, no. I want you to say crazy things.
Really? I knew you were trying to fuck with me. Hey, everybody. So, God, I hope he comes fast because without him, I'm nothing. Well, he's been nothing, you know. Just kidding. uh, yeah. So. There's like a dead air, I think. For everyone that's not paying attention, the host, the actual host left. This is all just me. And I'm not that entertaining by myself. And I don't wanna what am I gonna start doing stand up? It's crazy. Um Go to I Hate Mondays comedy open mic. As far as I know, the only comedy open night in the 956. I don't know about Laredo, you know what I mean? I've never gone there. Frankly, I don't think they should, be paired with us, but what do I know? So every Monday at Roosevelt at 7, they have different specials. There's a cat there named Rosie. Treat her nice. There's also a whole bunch of other cats in the backyard. God, these are big Trulies. So when I started hanging out with you guys, I started drinking a lot more. I was a good boy. I had stopped like I would drink like once a month because I had no reason to drink. At I was getting baked off my ass, so I made up for it. And I remember when I moved back down here, dude, I was sober for the beginning and I was getting so much shit done. I told you about that. I didn't like it. Nah, just that the addiction's good. Anyways, if any kid is young and hearing this, they first of all, this podcast like, is it 18 plus?
There, yes.
It's 18 plus. You shouldn't be hearing it, and also don't do drugs. You're gonna end up like us. Do you know how much money we have between both of us? Probably
I
not
would
more
never
than,
rescind that.
huh?
Um,
You were saying that. Does that mean like I don't agree?
um,
There's a re
I
in it.
think I used it improperly, but
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I use words and I have to double check, but I'm usually always right.
I think rescind is when you take it back.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hey, talk for like a few seconds while I open this.
Yes, absolutely. So there was once an old man named John Habits. They found him dead with an erection, and that's where we get the phrase "old habits die."
I want to laugh, but you don't know what happened to me. So sometimes I hate nails freak me out,
Yeah.
kind of pulling them. So I don't use my fingers when I open this, so I use my teeth. People are like, why do you do that, Fernando? Anyways, so I use my teeth, and I guess I'm so dehydrated that my jaw locked. So the whole time you're making a joke, and you're like, I know it's funny, why didn't you laugh? I couldn't even move. Right now, my jaw's still sore.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it happens when I'm really sleepy. When I used to study at SCC,
yeah.
I'd yawn so much that eventually it would lock, and
Uh,
I would be with my mouth open, and I'd be crying, and it would suck, and nobody would know, and it was like silent torture. Everybody around me in the library is just, I'm not making any noise, but I'm going through so much pain. Everyone around me is just studying, and nobody's gonna listen to anything. Any of that is gone.
oh, no, I think you're talking loud enough so that you still might pick it up. I can raise the volume a little bit.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So my jaw locked basically when he was talking. I don't know what that means. Maybe I need to eat more bananas. I don't know. You let me know, America.
We're approaching the end. So tell me about like what was your experience like for with that show? Like,
Oh, my first
so
show.
you met, yeah.
Oh, like I said, I lost a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, no, no, it was, dude, it was cool. I mean, it's new. I wasn't ready. In fact, I
When
think
you
they
say that, what do you mean?
when I wasn't ready,
Yeah,
I only started in March. I feel like I have this assumption that if you're gonna
yeah.
do something, you better have prepared for like a longer than that.
Well,
What is
here's
this?
the thing. Like,
America's
it's
Talent Show?
here's the thing though. Like, it's different for everybody. Like, there's people like that have been doing it for 7 years who it's like you wouldn't think so.
No, yeah,
You think
I've
they're
seen
like
him.
they're probably not ready for it. Whereas you've only been doing it for a few months, but people are laughing. You've got good jokes. You've got structure. You're doing it. Like you're good at this. Like, you know, it's not for nothing. Like if they didn't ask you to do the show for no reason, like they're not just picking people off the street. So like you just got to give yourself a little more credit. Like you got this.
I was like a fake cry because I think that'd be the proper response.
That would be the comedic thing. So you have a social
Hey,
responsibility to cry right now.
oh god damn it! No, I want to buy one of those sticks that like actors use.
What is it? Like what do you
They
mean?
have a stick they sniff and it makes their eyes water.
Ah,
I forgot what it's called. Also, apparently, it knocks people on their asses because it's super strong. It wakes people up from like when they go unconscious or whatever, when they
yeah.
faint. You put it on their nose and you just fucking, oh shit.
Ah.
I don't know if maybe movies are exaggerating, but that's what it's supposed to do.
Hmm.
I've seen people do it for like reels, videos, TikToks, TikTok, whatever the fuck. And yeah, yeah, it's like a challenge. It's
Hmm.
sniff it at a warehouse and like, whoa. So I want to
Knockout.
buy one. Yeah, I want to buy one. But not to knock out, it's like just cry.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just recreationally
Yeah.
cry.
Sometimes I'm really high and somebody's telling me something that's very touching. I can't react because I'm so high.
Yeah.
So I feel really bad. And it happens a lot of times because a lot of times people share their feelings when they're high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only consoled one person in my life successfully, and I didn't. You know what I did?
But
This. I talked about myself, and she thought it was really funny, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't have to think about my dead dad. Thank you so much. That was so funny." Right? And then I could never recreate that because after that they were like, "Can you stop talking about yourself?" You know what I mean? Like where did the magic go?
yeah.
I think it's charm. And I've been telling people, dude, I had a lot of luck in my 20s, and I think as soon as I lost the hair
Uh-huh.
and I went through depression for like 3 years, I lost most of my charm. Sometimes I can still turn it on, but dude, I remember one time my friend said, a coworker, he said, Fernando, you got enough charm to wait. You I forgot what he said, but something about charming the pants off the Pope.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, it's not a really hard target.
I
There's
was
nothing out
20, I
there.
was 22, 23. I think it means something, right? Not like you think it's a pedo joke?
Yeah.
You think it was? Shit. Wow.
I certainly made it into one.
What the fuck, Chuck? I've
Yeah.
been looking for this guy forever. I have him on Facebook. This guy, I love him. He's a Charles Fain. He's an actual author. He has books out. But he went by Chuck. He also had a plumber's. He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I used to work with a whole bunch of characters,
Uh-huh.
and everybody was like 150 people, and it was just all characters, and it was amazing. It felt like going to work felt like a sitcom. And I was known as the guy who made a buffoon out of himself after drinking a lot during like the get-togethers and parties.
Yeah.
It was really sad. It was this girl. She had a big butt. And I really liked her, but I was terrible in my 20s at hitting on women.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I remember one time we went out to go party and she left early and I got really drunk. I don't know what I did. But the next day everybody was like they had a post on me on Snapchat that they were sharing amongst the group. And then they told the girl, she's like, "Hey, why didn't you come? You shouldn't see Fernando." And she's like, "Why? Did he make a fool of himself again?" And I was like, "Ow." You know what I
Ouch.
mean? That was
Yeah.
the
Missing
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
real.
yeah. One time I invited her to a date and like some place that's supposed to be at the end of this alley, but it was closed. So it looked really creepy when she's like, "Why is it closed and why did you take me all the way to this alley?"
Dang.
And I was like, "Let's get the fuck out of here. We should cancel everything. This is so weird."
That's yeah. That's. What'd
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do? Like, did you recover? How'd you?
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember, I feel like I don't remember, dude. I went out with her twice. I don't remember if maybe I was like, hey, just
Was
go
that the
home.
second time
That
or
was
was
the
that the first time?
second time. The first time, yeah, no, first time. The second time, we went out during like Christmas, so there was like a festival of lights type of thing, but
Yeah.
in Austin at some coffee place, like a light show.
Yeah.
And I got there. So I've been notorious for arriving places an hour early. So I
Uh-huh.
got there super early, and I was waiting inside, and I think I even mentioned that hey, I'm gonna be inside, right? So I didn't know that she had sent me like, hey, I'm here. It's like if you're here,
Oh,
then get out of the truck and go inside, right? But she
yeah.
didn't, dude. She was in her truck waiting for like an hour. Well, I was
Really?
inside waiting for an hour. And then when we finally figured out that we had just been in the same place and she was in the parking lot and I was inside, she came in super fucking pissed. But I was like, I don't think it was my fault at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like
was
it,
just miscommunication.
yeah, 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 it's pretty funny. So, anyways, that was doomed, but she had a butt.
So anyway, you're single?
Yeah, I'm single. I like it when Mike says, even if he means like in a bad way as a joke, when he says, "Hey, Fernando's single, single lady," something like that. But he always says like, I don't know, it's supposed to be a joke, right? It's something mean about me, and I don't mind, even though I'm pointing it out. I don't really mind it. I actually I like the shout outs because you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like him a lot. So I mean, because look at me, man. It's hard. It's hard. I don't want
Yeah,
to die
I mean,
alone.
you got to consider also he's a little hurt. He probably does. He's got a recent divorce, and no matter which way you cut it, even if it was amicable, be there's got to be some grief, right? Like someone that's not in your life anymore that used to be like
Like the
constantly there.
exes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
all the exes.
So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
that's a red
Um,
flag.
I've I haven't bumped into one. It's like they magically disappear when I like break up with them.
Juan?
Like an ex.
Oh, Juan.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
Juan.
yeah,
Yeah, like an ex. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like they get despawned like in Grand Theft Auto or something. Like you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
her quest is over.
Maybe they're so offended that they just leave the valley. I hit a nerve there. What happened?
No, I think that's really funny. That's really
Uh,
funny. But it also reminded me that one of them got offered by her sister, like, "Hey, if you want to turn your life around, go to college. You can stay at my house for free in Austin." And by then, dude, I was like, God, I wish I lived in Austin again.
yeah.
God, oh my God, if somebody offered me free just to go to school, live there, work too at a local coffee place, and I would have taken it. So I laughed, but then I also thought, like, I wonder if she took that opportunity. If I was her, I would have. But I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's different. You know what I mean? Yeah, if somebody was like, yeah, oh my God, in a heartbeat. But anyways, I got a whole life here now, and I'm stuck here for good or for bad. So does that sound really pessimistic? I hope not. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Thankfully, all these comedian people, they're really nice to me. They took me in. They weren't mean, which is crazy. I thought at least one of you guys was gonna be mean. I would have liked that. I would have expected that. And everybody's all fucking nice. Even the ones with mean faces are nice.
Yeah.
It's fucking. That's the only thing that lets me down about this. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you want to get mean, you could do like a roast show, like a roast battle type show.
Oh, not even that. I just wanted somebody who's naturally like that. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like when I grew up in Mexico, there was like, you know what I mean? When I was growing up, everybody would just roast each other. My family, my dad and mom, my brother, and my sister, everybody roast each other at my house.
I mean, in a big enough scene, like me or I don't think so, but in a big enough scene, you'll bound to find people like that.
Yeah, I want one. I'm hoping. I'm always holding out to meet more and more people.
So, what's your idea to like, help grow the comedy scene here?
Like, what ideas do I have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you put this on? There's private. No, I'm just kidding. No, I want to make just the mics a little more fun. I try to be a little more, not more inviting. I think the other guys also a different way of inviting. And I told people like, hey, if you've been thinking about doing it, but you want some advice, you have some questions, because I mean, sometimes people are just too shy to come up and talk to you, but there might be like some talent there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to just be like extremely nice and like welcoming and tell people like, hey, if you've been thinking about doing it, don't just come up and do it. You can also come and ask me questions. I feel like it's a little just a little inch step
Mm,
further. And
yeah.
I try to be as nice and not mean as I can. At the last mic, I think I was really tired, so I think I was mean twice, but not really mean. Just kind of Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I just try to be a little bit more welcoming. It sounds like a
So did you
contradiction
ever
at
get
this
the
point.
story on the cheating girl in the audience?
What?
Did you ever get the story on the cheating girl in the audience?
The cheating girl, the story?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no, I think it was just it was just she just got picked on.
Oh,
But it wasn't real. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that. In fact, at the 2 Mondays ago or 3 Mondays ago, I had this girl on Bumble.
yeah,
She had matched, but on Bumble they get like 24 hours to send the first move, or else
yeah,
they just disappear.
yeah,
Well, this girl that same morning, that same Monday, she had matched with me, and lo and behold, I see her at the Monday night comedy with
yeah,
another guy. I guess probably in another date. Meanwhile, she still hasn't sent me the first message. And I regret so much not calling her out. Oh
yeah.
my God. Yeah, I think about all the things I could. I'm like one of those people that just run over scenarios in their head and they're like, oh, I should have said
Mm,
this. I should have
yeah,
said that. Same with jokes or whatever too. Like, oh, I should have said this to a joke. I should have. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Um. So I already lost my train of thought. Did you too?
talking about the regretting not calling the lady out that you matched with that she didn't send her.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I wish I would have called her out. I just would have there was a couple of ladies with boyfriends or dates and things. I wanted to say I'm not gonna say who, but I matched with one of you ladies here. That's who with another guy. So if she doesn't call you after this date, she's with me, brother. I thought about saying some dumb shit like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Afterwards, of course, maybe it wouldn't have gone good. But that girl was laughing really hard at all my jokes, and she still didn't message me. Son of a bitch. Not you, not you, not like that. I said son of a bitch about the situation. She's not a bitch at all. Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. So I've always also wanted to maybe point somebody out as a skid and just be like, hey, I remember one time I saw this guy who was in a date, but I could have sworn I had seen him earlier because I get there so early that I see different people,
Hmm.
and I thought it'd be really funny if I'm like, hey, dude, what happened to that other girl you were with like 2 hours ago here? I thought that would be so funny if I did
Yeah,
that. Oh my God, dude. I'm gonna mention this for a second. I had this best friend for a long time, but she was kind of really out there.
yeah,
One day she stopped being my friend, but she does this cool thing where she messages you from random phone numbers,
yeah,
but she says stuff like, hey, I really missed you last night, or some shit like that, winky face, to kind of make it seem to some kind of girlfriend that I'm cheating, but I still haven't cheated to this day. You never know. You never know, right? So I haven't cheated to this day. But I just always thought it was so funny. I thought it was so amusing. And I hope she keeps doing this. I hope it's like an anniversary type of thing where that day comes around, I get one of those messages and I get to celebrate, like, yeah, she's still around, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't hate her or anything. I think it's kind of silly that she does that, but it's really amusing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
She could do way worse things, so I'm happy with that. But I was dating this girl. I was super mega jealous. Like, hey, can we share locations? Jealous.
Jesus,
And I did that for a while, never again. That's crazy.
fuck.
But so she got that message, dude. Oh my God, that was like two fights in one. That was amazing. And I mean, I can't prove anything except for, hey, yeah, my location. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Check it. Anyways, but yeah, so that was pretty amusing, and I thought it was really funny. I can step away from the situation despite having to get into a fight with the person you're with at the
yeah,
time and you like or whatever. But I could step back from the situation. The whole time she was really mad. I would be like, "Hey, that's bullshit," and then I would start laughing. So then it wouldn't sound like I'm telling her that it's bullshit. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Oh my God! But it's just so funny that somebody would do that. That's so hilarious. And then I was dating this other one. The same thing happened, and this chick uh wasn't like that, as but she still paid for a backwards phone tracking thing
yeah,
and then found out who like the person's name was, and it doesn't, I don't know that person at all, right? Or it could just be a random scam text or whatever where they just paid for the lonely person who's gonna respond.
yeah.
um but yeah, I don't know, I find it super amusing that she does that. I like it because I know even when I was her friend, she would do it to other people too.
Yeah.
Like she had this friend that she knew this guy that was getting married, but he had cheated. And so she made a profile as another girl and went to the guy's profile thing and he was like, don't trust this guy. Don't marry him, he cheats. and it doesn't matter. They still got married after all. Because I mean, how are you gonna know if it's true or false? It was true, right? She's out there with some guy who cheats. That's life, you know. But I just find it so amusing that she does all these cool things through the
Like,
internet.
where do you find the time for that?
Oh my god. No, she had time. She had time. I feel like I have the time to do that.
Anyway, so
Truly, truly. Hey, if you want one of these, vitamin E, it's really good for you. Vitamin E.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's for eyesight, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Eyes. That's what the E stands for. Mm. I really appreciate your jokes. I feel like you can build some lore around some people, you know. And so I like talking about other people in a good way. So when I've been talking about you, I've been saying like, oh, this guy legit. I've been saying, oh, this guy's like a you know how like the Wu-Tang people they would each have like a certain thing. He's like, oh, he's the method man. He's fucking there's the method to his madness, or there's no method to, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like superheroes or some bullshit, or wrestlers. So what I say about you is like, oh, this guy's a comedic genius. Not like that, but like he knows formulas and he memorizes stuff and he's scientific and he studies terms and all this stuff, and he can like he's so fast with the formula he'll flip it inside his brain, and he's just like a genius. So I call you like the genius. Like in the Wu-Tang Clan, I think you'd be like Jizza, the genius.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you know him.
I don't know that reference. I don't.
Oh
I
well,
never really listened.
that one guy will get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's what I've been telling people about you. That you're fast with it.
I don't know about
And
that.
is you're like when people study music theory, and a whole bunch of people argue like, no, if you study music theory, it's gonna take away from the soul, which is bullshit. Just gives you more tools to express yourself.
Yeah.
But that's you. You're like the guy that learned music theory, and so now you have all these tools that help you express yourself a little bit easier.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm still learning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Obviously, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, yeah, you are learning, but yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the way I've been describing you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I describe
Genius is a
Roldy,
little much though. I don't know about
huh?
that. I don't know about genius. It's a little much though.
I know, dude. Imagine me telling random people like, dude, I mean, God, dude, the other day I did something really bad. You know how like maybe I think I told you at the mic,
Yeah.
but I don't know why I feel like certain people I feel more safe about telling them about Mondays open mic comedy. So the other day at work, I work at this place, and so yeah, there's this gangster guy, but I like gangsters with good hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like all gangsters, and I think about what the fuck? What am I trying to get shot? Hey, he doesn't like us. I'll see you at the next show. I say you're fucked. Hey, I'm one of you, you know. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm sorry. I like him. I like him. But so I
Yeah.
told him, thinking about Anthony, because he's really good. Anthony's really good. He's
Oh, he's
awesome.
fucking
Yeah,
great. Yeah. Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah. I like
Anthony Nino.
Anthony. Yeah, yeah. Shout
Got
out
on
to
the
Anthony
podcast
Nino. Yeah,
this
yeah. I don't
week.
know him that much, but he's talked to me. He's exchanged air.
You know, and something that I really
No, no, that's not true. I don't want him to kick my ass.
something
Yeah,
that I learned from him, or that I've noticed
yeah.
um when we went to Austin this past weekend, not this past weekend, the one
Mm.
before, was he's always talking to people, networking. I saw him get like maybe like 5 phone numbers, like
God, I
just
fucking hate that.
no, it's fucking great.
No, 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 no,
That's
no. I
something
know,
to
I
learn
know.
from.
It is really good.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I don't have to hate it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hate it all you want, but like,
Yeah, no, 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 no. I'm not putting it down.
yeah,
Come on. Come on. You're saying like yeah. Yeah. I know, I know it's
it's really
invaluable.
important.
If I yeah, I know,
It's
I
a really
know.
valuable tool.
Yeah, you're
And
right
so
about that.
watching him like work that magic kind of just like, made me like made me want to do it. Like kind of like,
How many people have you talked to since then?
none yet, but I've been working. I've been working.
So yeah, I mean, so
I don't
this
really have
is
too much time right now. So
about what with the pod? There's not much time left with the pod because
no,
now it's
like,
your turn.
I mean, there's like, with my work, my
Oh
job,
yeah,
my
yeah,
day
yeah,
job,
yeah,
and then I'm also doing school.
yeah,
So between those two things, it's a lot.
yeah.
It takes a lot of my time. So, and then coming out here like once a week, trying to do stand up, you know, um, family life.
Yeah, yeah,
family
it's
events
hard.
every now and then. So it's it's a little difficult right now. But once I finish with school, definitely I'll put more time
I'm
for
never gonna finish school. I'm gonna stay there forever. Plus, I get free therapy from school. Therapy's amazing, guys. Try it out. Hey, I was gonna ask you. So you've
yeah.
never? God, you're crying. Look, how was Austin? Nobody's asked you, right? And especially you haven't addressed this in the pod or on your little blog post, right? I don't know why I said little. I didn't mean anything by it. What the fuck? You know what I hate? I hate when people say
Yeah.
buddy. I fucking hate it. Don't you call me buddy, buddy. I hate it. I feel like that's for little kids. You know what I mean? And that's the way I take it. But I used to have this friend. Sad violin music. Um, I used to have this friend. And I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry.
Did he kick the bucket?
No, I forgot. Let's
Oh,
talk about your
there
Austin
was a
thing.
moment of silence. So I was like, did he die? Like,
No, no, no. It was for the sad violin because he's not. We're not friends anymore. And that's the way life is. You know, sometimes you have these, you share these years with some people, and you love them, and you do acid together, and you have a great time, and you look at each other, and you're like, wow, this guy is gonna be my friend forever. And you tell him, hey, bro, I know I'm high on shrooms, but you remind me of my uncle when you're laughing. And he looks at me and he says, bro, you look like my uncle too. And then in that beautiful moment, I think to myself, I can call this guy brother. And then 3 years later, you see him again because you move out of the city and he's been hitting the alcohol hard. And then you're like, remember that one time we did acid and all we did was play Super Smash Brothers? And we looked at each other and we're like, wow, you remind me of my uncle. We're going to be friends forever. And he said, no.
ouch.
I know, right? So, yeah, there's these beautiful moments in life that I take like so seriously.
Yeah.
And then they don't mean as much to another person.
Right. You gotta let go as soon as it happens.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That takes I said like 20 yes in a row. Holy shit. Uh, that's how much it bothers me.
Let's rein it in. We're I think
Oh yeah, yeah. But I also nobody's asked you about Austin. I guess somebody else can. Somebody else asked me about when in Austin if he doesn't want to talk about it. But how did it
so
go in Austin?
okay, so
Which I'm so jealous, by the way. Not because of the whole thing. I just like being in a car with four people, with three
yeah.
other people. I think that is so fun. People hate it because I talk a lot. But dude, it would be to me. That's fun. That's why I
Yeah.
joined. I didn't join because of a love for comedy. Don't tell anybody. I didn't join for a love of comedy. I joined because I liked. I thought that you guys were gonna be really fun to hang out with, and you guys are. But also, I don't have anybody else to pick from, so I'm stuck with you guys for a second. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're funny though. Like it helps.
I hope so.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
unfunny, I think
It'd be
we'd
really
have some
hard.
time to hang out with you.
Yeah, it'd be really hard, right? Thank you. I appreciate that, Harvey Estrada. Everybody, this has been an episode of Nice. No, I'm just kidding. Go on.
So I mean, I can't really talk about the show as
You
I
signed
signed
an
an
NDA.
NDA, but Austin was fun. There was a lot of open mics. There was a lot of Kill Tony practice mics. Like there's a lot of like
What?
1 minute mics that
That's
you go.
fucking crazy.
It is crazy, but here's the downside. Like so I'll tell you. Like I went to this one mic first, this open mic called I think it's Banana Phone.
Oh, I love that
It's
song.
a 1 minute practice mic, and after the after your set, like a panel of judges and then people like try to roast you, but apparently like it got featured in the LA Times, so now it's like super crowded and it's super chaotic and people are just like yelling shit and it's like it's really like really chaotic.
Yeah.
And then the sign up process is even more chaotic. It's like this dude comes out right with a bucket with like pre-cut strips of paper,
Yeah.
and so there's a limited number
Oh my
of
fucking
things to
god.
begin with,
Yeah,
and
quality
then
control is terrible.
from there, they'll like pull out like a select a number, so off the bat, not everyone gets to write their name.
Yeah.
Basically you have to flock
Oh
to this
fucking
dude and
shit,
like
dude.
gets out of hand, bucket falls down, fucking there's paper everywhere, there's hands, there's people
God
burning
damn.
like cigarettes, and it's like it's fucking
No
it's
wonder it made you grateful for having a small scene.
yeah, absolutely, bro. Like I was out there for a weekend thinking I was gonna get a lot of shit done, and
Yeah.
I did 1 minute. open mic, like just like practice,
Yeah.
which was like it really sucked. And so it made me grateful because, like, for example, whenever I've been to like like slower like open mics here, if there's not all that many performers, you got more time to fill, so you got a lot of time to practice. So I've done like 15, 20-minute sets on open mics,
Nice.
and that's something that you're never gonna do at an open mic in Austin, ever, ever. You know,
That is true. That is very true. I've thought about it because there's gonna be look. I didn't want to when I joined. I only wanted it for friends. I didn't want to take it that seriously. I only took it seriously because I'm competitive, and it would suck if I all the first jokes I had they were like just fat chick jokes and whatnot. And I started to feel really bad because I don't know I didn't want people to take it that I was punching down.
yeah,
It's just comedy, baby.
I hate that term, punching down.
Oh well, how about punching up? Do you like that better?
No, it doesn't make sense.
It's like comboing, like in Street Fighter.
No, there's no up or down. There's no good or bad. It's straight. It's jokes.
Shorties being
It's
shorties.
jokes. It's jokes. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, no, no.
I hate it when
I
people
know it
think,
should be
they take my words when my jokes
super
seriously, as
seriously.
if I'm like saying my truth or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm trying to say the stupidest shit so that people laugh. That's it.
I think to me it depends, and it's really hard to check. You shouldn't. Yeah, obviously, I think everything should be due to intent,
Mm.
right? Is this?
My only intent is being funny.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whatever that form takes.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's like at a comedy show, I wouldn't judge anybody. At a comedy show, you have to judge them when outside. And not even just sayings because sometimes you're still in character,
Yeah.
even when you're not doing stand up. Sorry, sorry for the burps. It should be about at that point it feels like it's only actions, so I don't know, it's sometimes you feel it, but I think a whole bunch of the us people being wary of things they're saying was happening because I feel like there's like a person that kind of ruins it, like there's a person that laughs but he doesn't laugh for the right reason.
Mm.
And I feel that also that didn't help because if that person doesn't get that they're making fun of it ironic or that they're actually making fun of this thing,
Yeah.
but they think like what you're saying is for reals, going
Yeah.
with their whatever their weird beliefs are. Um, yeah, I feel like they ruined it for a lot of us. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think a little bit of both sides did a lot of the they're ruining it. But yeah, comedy's supposed to be like, dude, some free. If you believe in that whole freedom of speech thing in America and like, oh, I went to war so people can burn flags or something like that, then yeah, you should support that. You shouldn't get offended by the whole comedy thing. I know I just talked a lot of shit about America. But yeah, yeah, if you do believe that, then yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't get mad at the what the comedian person says. It's your actions. But also, I don't know. I don't know. That's up in the air. You know what I mean? I'm not an expert in this, but I do know that I don't know nothing.
All
Back
right.
to you, Harvey.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
I hope more. I hope more people show up to the open mic. More people try to participate. I do want this scene to get bigger. I think I want to hear from all kinds of. So far, everybody's had a different style. Even if you get another flavor of Oreo, I'd appreciate it. I want more people to sign up. I want this thing to be bigger. I want us to have slots. Hey, show up early so you can sign up. I want that many people to show up. I want everybody to get a chance, but I want people to be excited.
Mm.
Um, I, I I'm brainstorming ideas because I think if maybe I could introduce some kind of elements to the I Hate
Yeah.
Mondays that will garner more like a bigger attraction to not just other people to perform, but also audience members. Uh, yeah, no, I would really like it. To me, it's been great. I've been able to say things that I've never been able to tell people in public, but somehow you get some kind of like weird power or you're on stage where you feel empowered to say a whole bunch of things that otherwise you may have never said. And you have so much power of it because nobody knows if it's real or not, if it's a joke or not. Uh, and they shouldn't have to question you on it. Maybe it's your way of sharing, it's your way of healing. Um, Yeah, I don't know. Just don't just jump to conclusions. Join the Monday Nights Comedy. I'm not officially sponsored by them, but you know what I mean. Join it. I would like to see more people, and let's grow this thing together.
All right, that's beautiful. There it is. That's enough.
Thank you. Okay. So now that we're off this
Eh,
thing, dude. Oh my god. So
yeah.
I hate. No, I'm just kidding. You're supposed to turn it off. I want to do one of those skits where they just keep talking, but they say something crazy.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I improvise, I say crazy things. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. If you listen to this in the morning, you have a great day. You know, whatever. Yada yada yada. Please, you got to take it off because if you don't take it off, I'm just gonna keep talking. God knows. I'm telling you to stop because I have so many more things to say.